Greetings to you. So I'm just exploring different ways of making videos and standing up as well. So I wanted to just make a small video to help you to really feel inspired about sleep and what's possible. So, and why I can really help you. I want you to know that as well, because I know a lot of people have said, why should I focus on my sleep? I can relax at night by taking medicines. I can just drink some wine and then I go to sleep. And in the morning, I just drink coffee or an energy drink and I'm okay. Or, I just push through. And this is true. We can do that. As a human, we are really resilient and we can do that. But how long will that be okay? Literally. So maybe you can do it for a week, maybe for a month, maybe even for a year. But you will already start to have health problems because the quality of sleep is reduced if you are stressed at night and you're just collapsing into bed from exhaustion. The quality of sleep is reduced if you're using a sedative like alcohol to help you sleep. The science behind that is very clear. We measure that and we can see that the sleep quality is reduced. Now, during the day, you're not going to be the same with a reduced sleep quality. So you're already deciding, tomorrow I'm not going to live optimally, and a bad night's sleep does affect you for a week, if not more. So then you're going to use stimulants and artificially put you in a form of fight or flight and rushing around. And yes, it might be functional and you might be all alert, but what are you missing? What is it that you're not seeing? Sometimes we need to ask ourselves those questions. What is the price that we're paying for this running around? Now, in some of my talks and workshops, I actually have a big demonstration on this where I get into the whole illustration of why we really need to get that sleep. And in a nutshell, all I'm going to say here is we haven't evolved to need less sleep. When we sleep, we are at our most vulnerable, at our obviously most unproductive. And so why do we still need 8 hours of sleep on average? Well, because that's how the biology is designed. This is what works. And we have figured out there's clock genes that activate at night and that different aspects of your body need that repair. Your lungs, your liver, your immune system, your brain, all of these things, you have the most intricate, amazing body. And during the day, we do amazing things. Sometimes we live off eating nothing and we're fasting. Sometimes we eat healthy food. Sometimes we're going through trauma. Other times we're under immense pressure. The body is navigating so that you can get through that, and then it needs that sleep to repair everything. So if you look at chronically not sleeping, it's incredible. People can look like they're getting away with it for 10 or more years, but you don't know what their life would look like if they got that sleep because you have nothing to compare it with. So someone might be okay, but they look 20 years older. They have all this extra fat that didn't need to be there, which is part of the survival mechanism for not getting sleep. They have gone through years of pain in their joints with inflammation, feeling uncomfortable, feeling unattractive, because lack of sleep causes and is certainly linked with, increased inflammation. The body isn't going to focus on reducing inflammation, which is actually a response to stress in the joints, because when you are not sleeping enough, it's going to prioritize on other things like your heart maybe and your bloodstream and maybe your muscle repair so that you can go out there and fight or flight any threats or run away from any threats. It's all about priority on survival. Bottom line in the end is survival. So yes, we will survive, but we're limping along. We have excess weight. We're making the same decisions because we're not able to innovate and change our way of thinking. We can't break free from drinking a bottle of wine at night. We can't break free from thinking it's cool to need 5 cups of tea or coffee and then being hyperactive with our family at night and not knowing how to wind down, because that stuff's affecting you all day long. In fact, we are so programmed that the idea of relaxing or having a nap is just like, why? Are you sick? What's wrong with you? So in the new work cultures out there, there is allowance for that. In people that have recognized that with this acknowledgement of our sleep and rest needs, we actually optimize our well-being mentally, physically, emotionally, and on all levels, spiritually too. If you have got a spiritual connection and you are connected to the meaning of life and wanting to leave, a pattern of beauty behind you, this is going to be harder when you are sleep deprived, because that requires that creative extra ambivalence of beauty and passion and connection with wanting to be more than just this name and these numbers and figures. So then people get older and they talk to me and say, what happened to the last 10, 20 years? It's okay, I say, you're here now. And the body is very forgiving and the mind is brilliant. You probably were rushing through life, trying to navigate stress, let me guess, helping others, getting through a business or some sort of a financial situation, which often causes a lot of stress. Means you find it harder to have exercise. It means you find it harder to communicate your needs in a way that's being received. It means you don't feel as good about your body or your presence in the world because your mind spirals down more easily. And then life is tough. It's tough to then be in those moments and relish, all those years where your children are growing up, or where you have grandchildren, or where you are going through different relationships with yourself and with others. The beauty in each day gets lost. So slowing down and nurturing the biology, which includes your mental aspect, is going to be giving you so much back. If you are an entrepreneur, that's going to be everything. I often see so many people drinking healthy juices and seeing the psychotherapists, and all fantastic, taking supplements. But the problem is, if you don't get good sleep, your gut is affected, and vice versa, the brain-gut axis. And you can take all those supplements, and most likely they're not going where they need to go, because your body is under fight or flight stress. You're intellectualizing, you are unconsciously not aware that you are actually never relaxed. Maybe you relax with a drink, or your next flight to Tuscany, or feeling safe in a relationship, or with some sort of a meal, or some sort of a thing that signals that you must be safe. But deep down you know that you're not, and that you're not honoring your body and your actual spiritual, or what shall we say, the meaning of life for you. So this is what happens, and why I can understand so well, because I know it happens to all of us at different times. And yes, the beauty is we are designed to do this at different times, but how long are we going to do it for 5 years or 10 years? The body is not designed to go through that for that long. It's not. It's meant to recover in between. And that's where this fast world of, I want this, and I need to be on the internet, and I need all those likes, and I need to have this money to feel safe, and I need to see the psychotherapist, which is fantastic. But how are you going to integrate that without sleep, in lack of sleep? Your subconscious mind is reached through meditative states, relaxed states, the state just before you go to sleep, just when you wake up. You are programming yourself then. And if you wake up thinking, wow, I just need to get going, oh my God, I can't sleep in, this is going to be a busy, stressful day, that's the program. And straight away the heart rate goes up, you're in fight or flight. The blood will circulate more into the arms and legs versus your digestive system in a really overall way, the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, and the blood flow distribution. And you're going to walk around like that. So I bring this together, and I have studied every aspect, and I've lived it as well. And I love this so much, and I've seen the benefits, and I've seen what happens when we don't do this in myself, in others. When I was sleep deprived and I was working on my sleep science, it was really nauseating. I was craving junk food I would normally never eat, because it's a survival mechanism. I felt sick. I just didn't want to be social. Working night shifts and doing sleep research was incredibly awful for my biology. again, having kids, I was obviously so much younger because they're now all grown up. And at that time, I knew I had to have a nap when they were sleeping, because I could see that the best parenting could only happen when I also had a good rest. That's when I could sit on the floor and play with them, when the things that didn't matter were obvious, and the priorities of hugs and understanding and listening and hearing them and seeing all the cues and being present and knowing, you know, the right words at the right time, etc., was just effortless, completely. It was a playful, beautiful experience versus what I see so much out there, people struggling, you know, giving their kids what they want because they haven't got the energy to negotiate and educate and be patient, or people just telling their kids off, or people just, you know, being indifferent and letting it run wherever it goes, you know. So that's also going to affect the next generation. So I'm also passionate to educating parents with my background in cognitive behavioral therapy, in the science of sleep, in breath work, in meditation practice, in coming to the awareness of what's actually important to you, tapping into your value system, tapping into well-being so that you can align your life with that and recognize the signs when you're coming off track. And of course, learning how to get that sleep again, even if it is disturbed, how to get the best out of whatever situation you're in, how to really nail that. I've worked with people that have a really tough time. Their work requires them to travel. They're in an office with artificial lighting. They're stressed and they're working odd hours. And we have worked out how they can actually get the best possible sleep, what they can do to enhance deep sleep and the patterns that are linked with that. And they've done it. They said, wow, no one talks like that. So the beauty is that, again, I'm not airy-fairy, I'm super grounded, I'm super curious and scientific. I can back this stuff up with studies. I can also back it up with the neurology and biology that is seen through your nervous system regulation as part of, you know, breathing, as part of meditative practice, slowing down, some physical exercise, getting the right light, and just relaxing the jaw, working with your vagus nerve, and all of those things that make an effect. And I can give you the little tweaks personalized to you. Mouth breathing, issues with the nostrils, issues with being able to relax down and holding patterns from generations. How to find exercise that actually harnesses good sleep versus stimulates you more and has you overstimulated. Techniques on navigating the internet and addiction to scrolling, addiction to coffee or to wine or to certain things that we consider to be normal and rewarding. Seeing how that system isn't actually long-term rewarding and what you can replace it with and what you can do instead so you can feel really alive. Because when people realize they're just dragging themselves through to get through the day, they go, Sabine, please show me what I can do, because I don't want to live like this anymore. I'm only half alive. I'm just always hoping things will get better. I'm dragging myself through it. I'm thinking tomorrow must be better. Next month will be better. Someone's going to come and help me out. And the problem is that we can't rely on that. It's really important that we claim this and that we empower ourselves. So I am going to be launching my free program soon, and then paid ways to obviously sustain my livelihood, but also to honor my years and years, like literally 40 plus years of research and science that I will translate for you so you can enjoy your sleep journey. All of that is being launched in the next few weeks, and I'm excited for that. So let me know your thoughts, and if you're interested, and cheer me on so I can cheer you on, because we're doing this together. Thank you for listening. It's been my pleasure. Ciao.